Hey, what's up, everyone? So, um, I got my second prototype frame from Flynoceros today, and it's the RatKwad. So, I'm going to do a quick run through of throwing it together. Um, just a really cool design. Like I said in the previous video, this one's right up my alley. I really like hot rods, rat rods, all that stuff. So there's the side, well, the top and back of the canopy, which isn't really a canopy, it's a car. All of our standoffs, our sticker sheet. So I wanted to go, like I said, do a quick run over of putting it together. All I have to go by is pictures. So most of these places don't send directions or anything like that, which is fine. I mean, most of them have pretty good pictures online, so not really a big deal. And all I'm going to do is get the frame together. So we got 3 bags of 3mm lock nuts. I really don't think this is going to be a hard frame to put together. There's not a whole lot to it. It is a 5-inch or up to 5.5 or 5.5 inch blades. I will be running 2208 2400 kV Zing motors. We have a couple different lengths of screws here. It's like these are about 8mm, and we've got more of those than anything else. I think those are 12 maybe. I probably should have cut all this open before I started the video, but it's going now, so. Okay, so we've got 2 sizes. Like I said, it looks like 8mm and 12, I'm guessing. So I know these are the front arms, and they go like so. The rear arms on this go straight out. I'm not sure if they go with this back or forward. Figure that out in a minute. Didn't quite get it all cut out. This is just the coolest thing in the world. There's your hot rod. Just like that. And I am going to have to look at a picture because I'm not sure. You've got these. How do they go? I don't know. Well, that doesn't match up. Neither does that. That does, though. Alright, so I got to look at the pictures, see if this goes on the outside or inside of that. And we'll have to figure out what those are. And then these are our plates. Another plate. And this is the coolest part of it all, in my opinion. That's the grill. So I'm not sure what that one is. Alright, so this is your top plate. You can do 20 by 20 or 30 by 30. Either one will work. So this has got to go on the front like that. Well, and I still don't know which way those go. And then your bottom plate, you've got your openings for your flight stack to run the screws up through it. So I know that's the bottom plate. Put that down. Yeah, you know, I'm not sure which way those should go. And yeah, they go back a little bit, so you got a little bit sticking out the front. So should be like so. How's this grill go on there? Well, let me grab my iPad and we will look at the pictures. Okay, so we got a bumper for the front end, and that goes through the bottom of the grill. Let's make sure we're doing this the right way. And right now, being that it's a prototype, they're only doing black or red, and I'm not a real big fan of red. So I went with black. So we use a screwdriver or something like that to get those started into there. And they wrap, kind of push through and wrap around the edge. And butts right up against it. So there's that. And we've got this plate that goes under here. Ah, I see now. So you got locking tabs that lock onto this. That's a pretty tight fit. There we go. Hopefully the lighting's showing how that fit in there. So we got that fits right up front. I think maybe there's supposed to be something else in there. Ah, that's what it is. You've got sliders, so you can adjust this for the battery size that you want to use, I would assume. Well, huh. Wait a minute. Where'd those little plates go? Aha. So these little plates, one goes on the top, one goes on the bottom. They both got screw holes. So I'm gonna guess one of the yeah, it's got to be one of the longer ones. And the bad thing is they only give you one good picture of just the frame. So this has to be the way this goes together. Having a nut driver always makes it easier. Awesome. The only thing though is that, okay, so that hole, now those holes are for that. Why don't we do this? And looking at this, I don't believe it matters which way it goes. Everything's symmetrical on each side. There's those. Well, we can't do that. I'm going to put the top plate on. And I can see in the picture the curve goes to the front. So it'll be like that. Like so and like so. I'm assuming somehow it's going to lock together. I hope. Not sure what this is for. But I do see in the picture, let's skip to doing the body. Okay, so we got stuff standoffs through all these. Wow. We gotta have them through all these too. Except not that one, because we've got a hinge that goes on the back. Because it will open up. So the back one, hold on, I just don't know which way that goes, and I'm not even sure how that's held on. Well, so far so good. So yeah, in the picture, your outer frame here goes on, and then your side plate. Although it's showing screw in right here. So you use that one to line it up. This plate goes on the inside. You've got a notch here and here, and then of course the other side will too. What did I do with that? Oh, there we go. So on this plate you've got a notch on each side. Now the question is, which way do we want it to go? And I'm assuming that's to mount your VTX or receiver and stuff like that on, which is, I think, a really cool idea. Most of us always struggle with that, of figuring out where we're going to mount stuff. tighten that up super tight. And these in the front are a little tough. Oop. Go. Alright, got those in there nice and flush. On this, the little lip here goes up, so that's the way that fits. And the front one, the front hole is freed up to put in there first. They actually made this canopy, if you will, really strong. I suppose with it being the highest point on the quad, that's probably good. That's probably what's going to get hit first. It's nice that they have it set up so that things kind of stay in place. That was good forward thinking, in my opinion. Let's see. And this is for your antenna. So let's put the side plate on. You see, you got two of them that are bigger holes, so they slip over the two screws that you use to mount everything together. Which was, I think, a really cool idea, because it's always hard to fit stuff like this together. You know, I have a feeling... Top plate go. Here's the back. So that's it. I just don't know if it should go. There's no good pictures of that. No, I think it's supposed to go. So all I did was push it up through the hole in the back. So I'm pretty sure it needs to go like this. So we need to leave that, and then that will sandwich against the bottom plate, and that will also help lock these arms on the back. And then this mounts inside there. I'm a little surprised that there's only two screws that go through there. We also have these, which are the mounts, which will need to go up through the bottom to screw the body to. I'm not sure. And we got standoffs. Ah, that's what it is. Okay. Not a bad idea. So wow. And they really made those fit up in there tight. That's, you got to do the flat edge out for it to mount. It'll mount to this one with standoffs. So they have to go up. I mean, either way is the same. We're just gonna have to work them in there. I think once you get this lip right here past it, if you can see that, I think it'll go in easy, but it's actually getting it up through there. Flyno guys, if you're watching, that would be hey, maybe think about this. Well, now we got to figure out though figure out which way they go, because they curve. You can see that they curve this way. So, and then of course the other one curves the other way. So we got to figure out which side goes to which side of the quad. Let's see. I'm gonna say they have to curve forward, because this is farther forward of the mount. Hopefully that's, you can see what I mean. It's gonna have to curve forward. Yep, that's it for sure. Okay, so now we know that. And don't get me wrong, I appreciate that this stuff fits tight, but I don't want to ruin it. There we go. Come on. Man. There we go. Alright, so now that's up in there. Do the other side. Takes a little bit of work to work that in there, but once that lip, like I was just saying, once it goes past there, you're in pretty good shape. And this does help using the driver. There we go. All right, now we got to get a standoff through there. That's actually kind of a cool design to do it that way. Adds rigidity, gives you something to screw to. Yeah, I like that. Alright, so now we're done with that. Our other the last standoff has to go through this back part, but we can't really do that yet because we're going to have to get screws or nuts in there. And then this will be your hinge. And that is not lining up. Why is it? Oh, wait. It will line up because of it's sticking out the back. So, yeah, that lines up. So we're coming together now. But I got to get these screws through here first. Now that we all have all the 3D printed stuff put down in there. And we have no other parts. I am really excited about this. I still haven't figured out entirely what I'm going to do with it. So the next part of the video will be it being done. And the only reason I made this video, the frame assembly video, is because there aren't any videos out there of how to do it. I'm pretty good at figuring stuff out, but not everybody else is, so I was hoping that this would help somebody if they're interested in getting this quad. Come on, line up. no matter what, I give these guys credit for being unique. Their ideas and the way they're thinking outside the box on doing this stuff is really phenomenal. Alright, so we got their slots, so you can move it out some if you need the extra room for a battery. You can make it a really long nose, but we're just going to do it right up like that. And you know, I just noticed in their picture here, they're actually running the screws down, at least for up here, because you need things rounded off up here, because your battery goes up here in front of the body of the car. So I have to flip those around. I mean, and it makes sense, but typically on a quad you wouldn't want your nuts down. Don't go there. But in this case, because of where the battery goes, we're gonna have to these back here actually could probably stay, because we're gonna have to do the back ones down that way too, because the TPU won't go over it. So, alright, well, I'm gonna flip them all over. I did not want to make this video that long, or this long, but well, I'll tell you what, I've already pointed out everything on how this goes together. So let me pause it, I'll come right back and I'll show you the whole thing put together and complete. So I will, come on, there we go, be right back. All right, we're back. So it actually only took me a couple minutes, it wasn't real hard. There's your finished product. I think it's really freaking cool. The thought process that went into putting this together, I couldn't have done it. I mean, the hinge idea, which they've done, Flynoceros has done that before. This nothing new, but I don't know of any others that do that. I mean, we all know we're going to break stuff, and so to be able to get in the back and be able to get our stack on there and all that, work on it, replace a VTX if it needs to be done, you know, whatever the case might be, I think that's really awesome. And then of course down here you're going to have your screws in the side, so it's not going to flip up while you're flying around. But so like I said, you've got 20 by 20 and a 30 by 30, whichever you choose to use. I'm not sure. I don't know if they did some of these slots probably up here, because your battery goes here. They probably did it for airflow to keep the battery cooled down. Back here, you know, you've got a lot of room for air to flow underneath there. Moves around a little bit, not a big deal, but anyway, so you've got your slots for doing all that, and getting to your screws. Let me get you some measurements on this, because now I'm curious. Millimeters, what do we start? Let's start with the arms. These are fairly thick. 5 millimeter arms. Your top, your frame plates are 2 millimeter and 2 millimeter, slightly under right there where I got it. The grill doesn't really matter, but if you want to know, it's 5 millimeters too. Your side plates for your canopy, the body, are actually very thin. Yeah, 1 millimeter. But the inner frame that you saw that I put on first, that one's at least 2. Yeah, it's 2 millimeter. So, and then let's find my ruler. This would be 280. That's 280 millimeter wheelbase across. I'm gonna say 195 millimeters across here, and then I'm gonna assume these are the same. No, the front on the back, 21 millimeters. On the front, 190 millimeters. So I'm not sure what you call that X. It's not an X, really. I have seen there's at least one guy, well, 2 guys, but one guy recently outside of somebody local down there around Flynoceros that just got one flying. I think it was today. And the whole point of this, and actually I think this plate needs to flip around. This plate, at least this part here, is for mounting your camera, which mounts in here. So it's like looking out the windshield driving down the road. That's the whole point. So makes really good flight footage, and I am going to put the Fox Air, what is that thing with that does the recording? I can't remember what the name of that one was. The high definition camera and all that. So that's what'll go in here. I know I'm going to use a Holy Bro 45 amp mini Tico with a F7 mini flight controller. I'm positive I'm going to use those. Like I said, I'm doing 2208 2400 zings for the motors, and we're probably going to be running about a 1500 milliamp LiPo, 4S LiPo. I have not gotten into the 6S's yet, or even a 5, honestly. But so I just grabbed these. I had 1300s were the biggest I had, so this is a 1500, and yeah, that'll fit fine in there. But now you can see, the whole idea of this is to feel like you're looking over a hood of a car. So I don't know. Some people may look at it and say it's just gimmicky and it's not very good. That's not my opinion. It's something different. It's something that we've never seen before, or at least I've never seen anything like this before. And I'm really glad they did it. Now, if you don't know the way Flynoceros tries to do things, they come up with stuff like this, and they put it out there maybe a little bit less than retail might be when the final version comes out, if it's even popular enough to actually do it. Because they want people building it, testing it, flying it, giving opinions and feedback back to them, which is stuff that I like to do. I like to get a hold of the oddball and be able to help make it better if it's possible. I think the biggest thing that I would point out to them is the all the nuts on the bottom. Maybe you can do the inverted nuts that when you tighten them down they sink into the frame. I mean, that may be difficult with just a 2mm plate. But I hate the idea of those screws and nuts being on the bottom because, well, we're going to have to call it a top mount battery because it's on top of the frame. So you go skidding down and landing, you're tearing this stuff up, which we all know you're going to have to get it apart at some point. Beyond that, one other thing I wanted to say was Flynoceros warranties their arms. If you break one, send it back, they'll send you another one. So yes, their frames are a little higher cost initially, but we all know we're going to break something. So you're basically paying for not only the quality of the work that they do, because just like all the others that I've seen of theirs, your edges are all nice and smooth. There's no sharp edges anywhere on this. I mean, they don't do it around in the holes here, but the bigger stuff they didn't do these side ones, which actually, looking at that now, I know why that's done that way. Actually, maybe both sides might have done it that way for here too. These slots are for your battery strap to go down through, and it's very hefty right there. Because of the way they did it. So you've got a really good battery strap that's going to come up and grab the front of your battery here. That's what it's for. That's why they left the openings, so you can run down and between the two plates and then back up, so you can have two straps there. But yeah, I mean, I'll have to fly it and we'll see how the shape works. The video I saw that guy flew, it flew really, really well. But yeah, getting rid of those on the bottom would be my first thing that I would change as we go along. Yeah, anything can change, so may come up with something else. But again, I love the hinge idea. 2 screws and you're at your flight stack. No big deal. That's a very cool idea. So there you go. If you are interested in one, go to Flynoshop.com. That's our website. And when you go, let's see if I can get this in the frame where you can see it. When you go to their website, click on frames and then prototypes. On the iPad, it doesn't want to do it right. There we go. Flyno Labs prototypes. And they have a few. This is the Why Not, which I talked about in the last video. I have it, but when I saw this, I decided that's the next one I'm going to build. I did build the Skull V2. It is done. It has been flown and it's awesome. So I just need to do the video on the overview of what I did and my thoughts on that. But the Why Not is going to be a little bit more involved. This, in my opinion, is a really easy quad to build. I mean, even just using a picture to figure it out, it was pretty simple. And with the room you've got, you have a ton of room in this thing for anything you want to do. I'm going to say I don't like that because I don't want to use the, what are they? The Axie type of antenna. So well, that's no big deal, I don't think. I think there may be room on each side of the hole to be able to use a TBS mounted SMA and do it that way. I mean, I get the point of this, but I've had really bad luck with those antennas. I just don't get good reception from them. So But I know why they did it, because it looks a little better. I need to find a spare tire to put on the back of there. Anyway, but yeah, that's what they do. They figure something out and they offer them for sale. If you I mean, it's kind of at your own risk. See if you want to try it, find out, give them your opinions, and go from there. But this is what they have on there right now. So obviously I got the Why Not and the RatKwad, but this one, the Why Not, is going to be the last one that I build, because I'm still not sure. I've never built a Y4, and have definitely never built a V-tail, which is that one there. I like a challenge. I want to do something different. I always want to do stuff that's different, but it's going to take a little bit more work on that. So that one will be the next one. But I'm going to finish this one. I will do a build overview when I'm done, show you how I did things and all that. And I will try to get the Skull V2 video up as soon as possible. So with that being said, fly safe, drive safe. We'll see you on the next one.